So I started my new job today and oh my god, I've never drunk so much tea in my entire life. It was exciting, quite full on, my first proper real job, but I did feel slightly like a child who has tricked the adults into giving her some form of employ. I'm sure I'll figure out what I'm actually meant to be doing a bit more at some point soon. The only sad thing in all this is that when I left my bookshop work, I had to give back my employee discount card. Yes, I no longer get 50% off all books. So of course I had to buy as many as I possibly could while I still had the opportunity. And I thought you guys might be interested in seeing some of the tomes I considered worthy of my shelves. Well, floor stacks. I haven't had free shelf space for years now. I absolutely adored Rainbow Rowell's Fangirl. I instantly lent my original copy to a million billion friends and will probably never see it again, so I thought I could justify buying the special edition hardback they had. It's got its title inked on the page edges, Simon and Baz under the dust jacket, and the dust jacket itself is an emergency dance party. So what more could you want from a book? You all know I'm absolutely obsessed with boarding school stories, so I thought I'd give Molesworth a try. A 1950s, 60s boarding school story with lots of illustrations and misspelt words. It's reminding me so far of a slightly dodgy Eton-based How to Train Your Dragon. I grew up on Enid Blyton books. Her works really cemented me as a proper reader, but somehow, despite absolutely loving boarding school stories and the St Clair books and Mallory Towers books, I missed out on the Naughtiest Girl series, so have been reading that now, and as such, to fill in my collection, I got number 3. Because I have all the rest, but not this one. I'm kind of sad though, because the only copy I could find doesn't match the style of the other ones I've got. Even though I don't particularly like this style, I wanted them all the same. Do any of you out there have Netflix? Because if you do, you really need to watch the anime Sword Art Online. I'm currently obsessed with it. So to help harbour this obsession, I bought 2 of the mangas. Again, couldn't find the first one, but got 2 and 3. It's an absolutely fantastic story about a load of people who enter a fully immersive Mormorphaga, and then find they can't leave. There's no way to log out, the only way to get free of the game is to complete the game. And of course, if you die in the game, you die in real life. Seriously, such a good story. Consume it in any way you can, anime or manga. I'm continuing my Terry Pratchett obsession by buying The Dragons at Crumbling Castle, and a special edition one at that. I know it's a book for younger readers, so I don't know how I'll like it in comparison to the Discworld, but look, it came with a picture of Terry Pratchett as a knight. Then we have Here by Richard Maguire, which is actually a book I managed to read on my breaks while working, but still needed to own. This is a graphic novel that depicts the exact same scene, here, over and over again, but at different points in history. Every picture has the year marked in the corner, and they often have little inserts in them as well, little windows which are set in different time periods. I think you can read it over and over again, finding so many different stories all the time. It's also just really great at making you think of the cycle of history, the cycle of different people, how lives repeat over and over again. I always wanted to buy one of the big, beautiful folio books, and I always wanted a really good copy of The Arabian Nights, so I combined them in buying this. Big, beautiful, absolutely loads of colour illustrations. I'm really looking forwards to giving these a go. I've read so many fairy tales, it would be nice to try and get some other ones from different cultures. New Brandon Sanderson, well, that had to be bought. I've still only read Way of Kings, possibly the best fantasy series ever written. I'm currently working my way through the Mistborn trilogy, which is okay, and then this series, this will be next. Yes, more Terry Pratchett. This is the Guide to Ankh-Morpork. It comes with a beautifully illustrated map, which is 2-sided in the back, which I need a wall to put it up on. But it's so fantastic because in the Discworld, Ankh-Morpork as a city is so well built. It's basically a character in and of itself. It reminds me so much of the strange, semi-historical guides to London you get. And finally, my favourite book in this absolutely gigantic pile that I will not get through reading for quite a while, S by J.J. Abrams. I basically saw this and knew I had to pick it up straight away. The plot, as far as I can gather, is that someone finds a library book with notes in it, and she writes back to these notes, and then gets replies herself, and people have a conversation within the book. So within this slipcase, you have the library book, even with a fake library tag, but then throughout it, it's just full of notes they've written to each other, and postcards they've left for each other, and newspaper clippings and everything. It's so interactive and so tactile. I'm so excited to start reading this. Anyway guys, what do you think of my last desperate purchases as a bookseller? Are there any of those books that you've read, would be interested in reading yourself, or want to see me review when I get round to reading them? Do tell me in the comments down below, and other than that, I will see you on Thursday. Bye guys!